What's up, you guys? 559 Auto Sax here, and I'm gonna be giving you an updated Ancient Gear deck profile. I did change the build that I had previously on my channel. Um, Now that I learned how to kind of record my computer screen, I'm probably gonna be doing a lot more of my deck profiles via DevPro. I just think it's a lot better. I can show you the different cards that I want as opposed to only the cards that I'm limited to because of financial issues at the moment. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. I made it um, kind of more you kind of like an OTK based oriented, but you can go into really whatever you need. So let's start off with the double ancient gear golem. This is one of the primary beat sticks of the game. It's what you're fusing with a lot of the time. I'm thinking about adding probably adding a third one because just for fusion for the whole power bond thing, but two's a good balance right now because sometimes I've drawn into both of them and not even had power bond. So it's good just to have him there. And then of course we're still running the triple Gadgetron Dragon. We are still running the Gear Town build. So three is definitely a must for the deck. We got three Gear Towns. We have to have three Gadgetron Dragons. Just the rank or level 8, pretty big beat stick of the game. It gets me out of a lot of situations, honestly. So yeah, one Ancient Gear Beast. Um, I like his effect to negate other monsters' effects that it destroys by battle. So it really screws with Light Sworns or things that work off getting sent to the grave. And when we have Gear Town, I don't have to pay a sacrifice. So it's not bad. 2,000 attack isn't horrible. We're still running the triple Ancient Gear Knight. This is your go-to 4-star monster. It is a Gemini. I did decide to run about one Gemini Spark in this just because sometimes I don't really need to Gemini Spark, but it's good to have him. So three of him. We are still running three of the Ancient Gear Soldier. Pretty much the same reason as we run the Ancient Gear Knight. He's a 4-star, 1300, but with some of the other equipped spells and things like that, we can beef him up a little bit. And he's just another Ancient Gear. Next up, one of the big changes is three Ancient Gear Box. At first I didn't think this card was too good when I saw it in Primal Origin. I wish that they would have had better support. But looking back on it, he has 2000 defense, so he's a good defense wall. And he's good for machine duplication. And so you get out 3 level 4s, you go into Masquerade or something, and you're pretty set from there. Next up is Ancient Gear Cannon. We have three of those, also good for machine duplication. Very good card. I mean, it could burn for 500, which isn't too much, but I mean, I've been in situations where that 500 burn actually really helps, to get game. So that's the monsters. Only about 18 monsters, not too much. I try to keep it pure Ancient Gear. So now let's go ahead and move on to the spells. So we're running two Power Bond. I would run three, but I found that's a little bit dead. So triple Power Bond. Um, Obviously, this is for the Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, which I'm running three of. So, that's pretty much it. We doubled it to 8,800, and he has piercing damage. So, I mean, really, if you're fighting a ghost trick, like I was dueling in another video on my channel, Power Bond is going to get that OTK relatively quickly. So, Power Bond's good to have. I mean, I'm not fusing too much if I don't have the right cards, but he's good to have in case I need it. Next up is just one Dark Hole, because, I mean, it's Dark Hole. One machine duplication, I would add maybe one more, but to be honest, I just don't have another one. I'm trying to keep this deck as real as possible to cards that I actually own. So only one machine duplication for now. I like him at one for now because he gets a little bit cloggy if he's at two, and you only have 6 targets for him, which is a third of the monsters, but still, I mean, you definitely just don't want to get a dead, three Ancient Gear Cannons on your first turn. But Ancient Gear duplication is really good if I have my Ancient Gear Cannon or Ancient Gear Box because he helps me go into things like Dark Mist and Masquerade, which are great cards. Next up, one Pot of Duality. This is just for draw power. I have been in situations when I have had all these five on, my first draw, and I need Pot of Duality to maybe get a Power Bond or get something else. But yeah, Power Bond or not Power Bond, Pot of Duality is definitely a staple for this in my opinion because you need that draw power. Next up, we got double MST just because screw my opponent's back row. One Book of Moon, and then one Gemini Spark. I was thinking about running two, but I found that sometimes these things don't last very long when I normal summon them. So one is good, I've actually found. I mean, he helps a little bit with draw power, and yeah, he clears out the field of bigger monsters, especially freaking Judgment Dragons. God, with the new Lightsworn support coming with with the new Lightsworn support that came with the structure deck, oh man, it's crazy how many Lightsworn players exist now. Next up is the double Ancient Gear Castle. This is pretty much your tribute thing. If you want to get out Golem or Gadgetron Dragon, gives all Ancient Gears a 300 point boost, which isn't bad. So only two. I was running three in my previous build, but I had to make a little bit of room for machine duplication, pots, and things like that. Next up is the Gravity Blaster. I was not even aware this card existed until I just started looking up equip spells. And so let's see. Equip only to a machine type monster. Once per turn, you can activate this effect. It permanently gains 400 attack. If it battles an opponent's monster, that monster's effect is negated during the battle phase only. So having your opponent's monster's effect be negated is always a good thing. It's always good to negate your opponent's monster effect. And I've equipped this to my Ancient Gear Golem, and within 3 turns, he's a 42 beater and just pretty much unstoppable because he negates spells and traps from being activated during the battle phase. He locks down the effects during the battle phase. So really, and he has piercing. So really, I mean, I'm definitely gonna pick up two of these when I get some money. But yeah, for right now, Gravity Blaster 2 is pretty damn good. Next up is Gear Town, the heart and soul of this deck. Um, Obviously we're running 3 Gear Town. We have to run three because it's overall it's a great choice. I mean, like I said, it allows you to get things like Ancient Gear Beast out for no tributes and Gadgetron and Golem for 1 tribute, which is pretty amazing. I mean, if he holds out for a turn, then you're good. So, really good card. And of course, when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, special summon an Ancient Gear monster, which, depending on my strategy, it might be Ancient Gear Cannon so that I can machine duplicate it, or just probably go for the Gadgetron Dragon if I need a beat stick of the game. So that's going to wrap up the spells. Now to the traps. 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Prison. Memory Loss is actually something I picked up in Battle Pack 2 when I had opened up my special edition thing with the mat and everything. But this card is surprisingly good. So when a face-up attack position monster just activated an effect, except during the damage step, negate the effect and change it to defense position. So I mean, it pretty much stops your opponent cold. If they activate an effect to do something, you activate this card and it puts them in defense, so they can't even attack for that turn. So I mean, this is a really good card. I wish I had a lot more. This seems kind of like a staple-ish card, but I mean, really good. It's a normal trap. I kind of wish it was maybe a counter, so it could have spout speed 3. But right now, Forgetfulness is a good card. And last but not least, for the main deck, is 2 Magical Hats. This was a suggestion from one of my viewers, and it is amazing. Really, to be honest with you, it's just great. I mean, at any point, if any of my monsters get attacked, I activate this. I send 2 Gear Towns, put them on the field in defense mode. And during the end phase, they go to the grave, and both of their effects activate. So I pretty much get 2 free monsters. I either get 2 Gadgetron Dragons, or really anything that can be special summoned except for, Ancient Gear Golem, and I think, yeah, Ancient Gear Beast. But everything else is pretty much free play to special summon it, and it's really good. I mean, I didn't think this suggestion was going to be that good, but I was really surprised on how well it works with the deck. So that's the main deck, about a 40 card deck. Of course, you guys can feel free to augment it or change it how you please, but this is my build. It's been doing pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying any deck that anyone has is unbeatable, but I mean, I've definitely lost a few times, but I've won quite a few times also. It's a very good deck. So now let's get to the extra deck. As I showed you guys before, we're running the triple Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. So pretty much primary beat stick of the game, 44 hitter. When you use Power Bond, he is at 88, which is just crazy massive. I mean, I thought Cyber End Dragon was big, but nope. Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem is really good. So Ancient Gear Golem and 2 Ancient Gear monsters. So he feeds the grave a little bit, but that's okay because Graveyard isn't too big of a deal yet. For the 1 rank 8, we're gonna go for number 15, Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. Good card to clear out XCs, and it does some burn damage. If you've seen my Gimmick Puppet deck profile, I go in a little bit more into detail on why this card is so amazing. Next up is number 104, Masquerade. 3 level 4 monsters, so typically if I'm going to go for my Ancient Gearbox with the Machine Dupe, probably going to number 104. Um, Detach one, negate an effect, and burn for 800. And then once per turn, you can send the top card of your opponent's deck to the grave. So it can definitely backfire if you're dueling Light Sworns. But if not, I mean, this is kind of just a big screw you to your opponent. One Gemini Pearl, just, for a beater. Number 103, Ragna Zero. Pretty good card, actually. Just generic 2 level 4s. Detach 1. Any monster whose attack is higher than its original attack, it gets destroyed. And, you get to draw a card. So it's a +1 for you, and it screws over Fire Fists pretty bad, especially with Tanky and all that crap. One Gearginex. This is kind of just a searcher for these lower ones, if I need them to. Um, Next up is Fairy King. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It's Alverditch. Yeah, I don't even know. So 2 level 4 Earth monsters, detach 1 XCs. All non-Earth monsters lose 500 attack and defense. So I mean, it lowers some of the bigger beaters, not a lot, but it definitely helps. He's 23, so it's not too bad. I mean, he's not a bad card. One Maestro, because he's pretty much Book of Moon in the form of a monster. One Lavalval Chain for, like I said, just more search power. Because with all the spells and traps, you don't want to get screwed over by having a dead hand. One Gachi Gachi Gantetsu. I'm sorry on my pronunciation, but this is just a defense, and it boosts up your monster's attack power even more. And yeah, 2 level 2, so it's not too bad. And of course, one number 96 Dark Mist. This is a crazy good card for level 2s. I mean, it's pretty amazing. During the battle, during either player's turn, when an attack is when an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster, detach one, half the attack of the opponent's monster, and if you do, this card gains the same amount of attack. So I can even crash into one of my opponent's monsters, and I can still get that effect, and it's a permanent gain that he gets. So he always makes sure he's 100 points stronger than whatever it is that you're attacking into, and you can do it 3 times. So yeah, he gets pretty big a lot of the time. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck, you guys. I mean, oops, sorry about that. Um, I hope you liked it. I did make some changes. Let me know in the comment section if you like this one or if you liked my old build better. Um, I have already tested this on DevPro on one of my duels, but it was a quick duel, so maybe I'll post another one maybe tomorrow or the next day. But yeah. So you guys please like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really do appreciate all the support. And like always, guys, if you have any suggestions at all, what I should add or take out, just please leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know, and I'll definitely I'll look into those changes and see what I can do about them. So with that being said, thanks a lot for viewing, you guys, and have a great day.